only on 1420 WEMB Sports Radio.
Mark. Hey, Marky Billson here, 1420 WEMB Sports Radio. Also, folks, take us with you. You get that iPhone out there, you get the Android phone, you get jetbroadcasting.live. Listening on the computer, I'm told a lot of people do this at their work, and they like to listen to what I have to say. Like I said, it's only a matter of time before, Mr. Billson is out the window for your godliness, so, most followed Facebook page in the Tri-Cities. Just sweeping up the sweep so far of the American women's soccer team, or U.S. women's national team, if you want to be specific. There's been, like I said, been a lot of conversation about the behavior of the players, and it has actually overshadowed some of the, historic moments, like Carly Lloyd scoring in a record 6 consecutive World Cup games.
Records are records, honestly. I just want to win a World Cup, and another World Cup, and help the team in any way possible, but, great performance.
I think one of the problems about the 16-0, you can see that there are haves and have-nots. It's kind of like, college football or so, where, you get a lot of lopsided scores. There are haves and have. Alabama and Clemson play every year. They're not on the same level as, say, VMI. I mean, Thailand is VMI. The Americans are, I'll give you this. The Americans are Oklahoma, and the Thais, Thailand, they're Bucknell. I mention that because of the 13-0 score. You translate that to football, it's 91-0. Remember that Stratomatic football ad? Oklahoma 91, Bucknell nothing. Remember that? Now you know where I'm getting that from. But anyway, one team for the Americans to get over, and it is Sweden. Here's what Lloyd has to say about that.
We knew going into this it was going to take 23 players. It's still going to take 23 players to win this. But now we got to roll the sleeves up because we got a mountain to climb. And Sweden's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough match. We've obviously made it into the knockout rounds, but we got to take care of Sweden first. And one game at a time.
Okay, you want to know what I kind of think? Let's put it this way: would be also another lopsided game, but a little bit more exciting, maybe, in my opinion, were the Braves. I mean, we're talking so much about all the young stars that they have and all that. It was good to see Josh Donaldson, because he's been struggling lately, doing this yesterday.
Donaldson hits one deep out towards right center field. This one back towards the wall. This one is out of the ballpark. He found the sweet spot and kissed it goodbye, and the Braves bomb squad is at it again. Donaldson with his second home run in as many games. A 2-run shot off of Irvin, and it's 5-0 Atlanta.
If you go back to our conversation from last Friday, which you can watch in the video section of our 1420 WEMB Sports Radio archives, they're on Facebook right there. So just like our 1420 WEMB Sports Radio Facebook page, and you can watch the archives of my interview with Josh Brown, Nakahoma Nation. And we basically both agreed towards the end of our interview that in our conversation, which was a fun listen, by the way, we both agreed that essentially we thought this Braves-Phillies series really did have a lot of connotation to the entire season. Now, it was 2 out of 3. Okay, Braves gained a game. They're 2.5 up. Obviously, if they had swept the series, they'd be then, 4.5 up, and, all right, that would be more significant. But they're 2.5 up. I don't get the idea that I kind of think the Braves are there to stay because, Phillies are down Kutch. They're down a starting pitcher. They've got one of the three worst managers, one could argue, are all in the NL East. Kapler, Callaway, and Martinez. Now, there are analytics people that will tell you that Kapler is, actually getting the most out of his team and all that. These are the same analytics people that say, and the Phillies like these analytics people, that your ideal player is like hitting 230 with 200 strikeouts and a bunch of home runs. Or so. I mean, it's that sort of thing. That kind of has become the Phillies ball player. Oh, yeah, and a bunch of walks. You're supposed to get a couple of walks and hit your home run. That sort of thing. Ron Acuna just didn't wait for anybody to reach base before he went yard.
But Ronald has, and he has been quite the show since he came. And he tees off. Deep right center field. A majestic shot to the bullpen, and that one will leave. Ronald Acuna with a home run. It's his 16th of the year, and his dad has to be grinning watching his son round the bases on what has been a spectacular day for Acuna.
So, Acuna giving the Braves there a 13-0 lead. They go on to win 15-0. And, yeah, those are the highlights. As I said this at the start of the show. I'm telling you, again, I'm going to make the prediction, go out on a limb. Braves are in first place till you stay. Even at 2.5. Even just taking 2 out of 3. I just don't see the other teams who seem to be poisoned by their own demons. If it's the Nationals and Boras, if it's the Mets and Callaway, if it's the Phillies and, we don't have the deep roster we thought we did. Whether it's one of those or not, I kind of think the Phils are in there to stay. Let's see here. I want to also mention that it is opening day tomorrow in the Appalachian League. And I'm going to talk tomorrow to begin the show a little bit. I always say I'd like a AA team here instead of the old Appalachian League. And a lot of the reasons why are, I've had some run-ins with the executives. I don't think that, and I've worked in baseball. I've done minor league baseball play-by-play for 3 different teams, including the Johnson City Cardinals. And I get the idea of how a lot of these teams are run, and although now the teams do seem to be more professionally run than before, we still had, such as the Johnson City Cardinals lack media relations skills. I'm not a fan of Robert Espinoza. Media can't go into the locker room before the game. How are you going to prep them for the major leagues, where that's standard? You come to the ballgame 2 hours before, you get your, talk to the players and all that. The writers, they come on. They have their little mini pregame press conference. The manager lasts about 20 minutes. They get, after the game, they talk about the game. They get the how's it going type of things, before the game. And they do it oftentimes with the star players. I remember, being in these locker rooms, and it was not, yeah. You get the good stuff around the batting cage. And one of the things I also don't like about the Appalachian League is it's tough to figure out who's going to be on the various teams. Last year the season began and the Minnesota Twins were still sending players, to Minnesota. Now, that's really difficult then to say, hey, let's latch on to this. And you want to see the future stars of the league. But it's difficult when you don't know who they're going to be. Well, that's where Marky Billson, yours truly, steps up to try to help. A couple of names that I found out to be kind of interesting. Benito Santiago Sr.'s son, obviously, but yes, the son of the former All-Star catcher and also the former Tennessee Vol, will be returning to Johnson City for his 2nd year. That's obviously not so great if you're looking to move up to the major leagues, but it does give an identifiable backstop to the Johnson City Cardinals. So, although it seems like minor league baseball is so often so much more about the bar in left field or Star Wars night or take your dog to the game or what have you. They're also going to bring back Enrique Perez for the third year. This does not speak well of the soon-to-be 22-year-old lefty who's 6'2", 180 pounds, maybe a bit too much of a beanpole there. Stats actually weren't all that bad last year. I mean, 0-2 with a high ERA, but more strikeouts and innings pitched, less hits than innings pitched. So, situational reliever Enrique Perez returning for the Johnson City Cardinals. The interesting thing here is Jean Torres and Malcolm Nunez, outfielder and third baseman respectively. These guys have been listed in the top 6 of the Cardinals prospects, and in fact Torres, the outfielder, opened the year at Class A Peoria in the Midwest League, but he then went back to spring training earlier in this month after hitting only 167. Nunez at 183 this year with the Chiefs in 21 games. And he's the third baseman. So these are good prospects, but they're actually sent down to Johnson City after starting with the Peoria Chiefs. That's full season A-ball. That's 2 levels higher than what the rookie league is. They're already on the Johnson City roster. 5 and 6 are their prospect rankings by some of the Cardinals organization. Those are 2 players to watch.
Happy Box meal featuring plentiful appetizers and rice around your choice of 20 mouth-watering Chinese dishes. Or try their Japanese fare, sushi, sashimi, and the grill. I had my birthday dinner at Asian House and was most satisfied. Find the great menu and deals at goasianhouse.com. Use Tom for catering. You'll be most satisfied too. Asian House, nestled in the Shops on West Market on the way to Jonesboro. Mention 1420 WEMB Sports Radio and get 10% off.
The Farmers Market Community Yard Sale is happening now every Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Located on 3600 Unicoi Drive in Unicoi. Stop by for a great deal on unique items and stock up on locally grown fresh produce. Yum! The town of Unicioi's Farmers Market and Community Yard Sale will be held every Tuesday through the month of October.